the National Policy on Education 1986. This policy was promulgated by Shri Rajiv Gandhi. It was here that the concept of autonomous colleges was emphasized, and the policy stated that a boost would be given to the establishment and creation of the autonomous departments within the universities. The courses and programs of college education would be redesigned to meet the demands of specialization better. There would be an emphasis on the linguistic competence and the course combination. Another important recommendation was the state level planning and coordination would be done through councils of higher education. The UGC and these councils would develop methods jointly to keep a watch on the standards, and admissions would be regulated according to the capacity. In this policy, the methods of teaching were important and had to be supplemented by audiovisual aids and electronic gadgets. The development of the latest curricula and material, research and teacher orientation would be given a very close attention. Also, for ensuring quality research, suitable steps would be taken by the UGC for enhancing the support services in the universities. Research in Indology, humanities and social sciences would also be given adequate support. Setting up of the national research facilities within the university system with proper management would be also given top priority. A national body spanning higher education in general and sprawling over agricultural, medical, technical, legal and other professional fields in particular would be set up in the interest of the greater coordination and consistency in the policy. This policy also emphasized on the open universities and the distance learning programs. The open university system would be initiated to augment opportunities for higher education, and it would also be an instrument for democratizing the education. It was important to reach the people, the masses of the country to higher education. IGNOU was established in 1985 and that would be strengthened for fulfilling these objectives. They also emphasized on delinking degrees from jobs. A beginning would be made in delinking degrees from jobs in the selected areas. It would be applied in services for which a university degree need not be a necessary qualification. To augment delinking, an appropriate machinery such as National Testing Service would be established in appropriate phases to conduct tests to determine the suitability of candidates for specified jobs. Rural university again was emphasized, and the new pattern of the rural university was to be consolidated and developed on the lines of Gandhiji's thoughts on basic education. Let us have a look also at the draft of the National Policy on Education 2019. We have come a long way after independence, and the policy which is being presented now is looking at the future of India, considering the heritage from which we have come. So, the National Policy on Education 2019 draft emphasizes on India's heritage. It also takes forward the agenda of the previous education policies, but it is also tries to align with the global sustainable development goals. It has adopted an integrated and flexible approach, and the focus is on the national development of the country. The recommendations for higher education which they have mentioned are the most important being the multidisciplinary approach to education. All the courses need to be linked to each other, and more opportunities and freedom should be given to the students to choose the various disciplines, the subjects from the various disciplines rather. They have also emphasized on liberal education. A national research foundation would also be set up for funding good quality research. Emphasis is also being given on the professional education. Some other important recommendations are priority to the disadvantaged geographical areas, establishment of the autonomous institutions. This means that most of the universities and the colleges would gradually turn into autonomous institutions, creating their own curricula and having their own set of standards and rules. Slowly, the affiliation would be reduced and all the institutions would turn to being autonomous institutions. Emphasis is also given on open and distance learning to increase the gross enrollment ratio to 50%. The policy has also recommended internationalization of higher education through different institutional collaborations. To sum up, I would say if we have a look at all the policies, the commissions, they have emphasized on the culture, heritage and the languages of our country. They have also emphasized on the equity and quality of education to be imparted right from the primary level even to the higher education level. They have talked about the human well-being and the sustainable development. They have talked about the all-round development of an individual to benefit the nation. They have emphasized that the education should be based on the democratic principles and the education given should be such which will help in the local community development. I would like to sum up this session with the words of Rabindranath Tagore, where he says, "The highest education is that which does not merely give us information, but makes our life in harmony with existence." Thank you.